Welcome to Tetrakey TV. I hope you had an awesome break over the last few days if you took one, and if you didn't, I hope you got on top of lots of things you wanted to get on top with. My name is Hopkins and this is number 75 out of 260 free performance acceleration sessions we'll be giving to you this year. Please see on the link, have a look at our book, Accelerating Your Business Performance. There's 25 real practical things to get you thinking about and actually doing on a daily basis. And someone I spoke to recently, this is not a book to read cover to cover. It's a book that should take you a couple of months to practically get through. So I wish you luck and I hope an enjoyable journey as you go through that book. So tonight, I'm talking about choosing your roommate. Now, most of us have lived with someone else during our lives, either a partner or someone we actually shared a property with, a roommate. And it's interesting if you think about how you choose your roommate, and also, if the worst case comes, how to get rid of a roommate. But I'd like you to think about your inner voice. So we're going to be quiet for a little second now. Maybe some of you got a little bit uncomfortable during silence, or maybe some of you started wandering, your eyes started wandering around. But I'd like you to do something for me now. I'd like you to say the word hello in your mind. Just say the word hello in your mind now. Now, what did you hear? What did you see? What did you picture as you said the word hello in your mind? Was there an echo? Did it bounce back as you said it? We all carry around our inner voice. We basically carry around a roommate in our head. It's the roommate who tells you what you should be thinking, what you should be feeling. If you're walking down a street and an animal comes out that your mental model states could be dangerous, it's your roommate that's actually talking about fear in your head. It's your roommate that's going, I should be afraid of this. It's not the animal that's making you afraid. It's your roommate. It's the voice in your head telling you, advising you what you should or shouldn't be doing. And the interesting thing about the roommate is it's something that we can actually get rid of. We have to externalise our roommate. I flew out this morning from Durban to Johannesburg, and I call it my 20 minutes quiet time. It's a period where I just do some meditation, and it's really interesting when you think about awareness and consciousness, and actually attempting to get your mind to be silent. Attempting to turn your roommate off. Now, what's interesting about the concept of the roommate is, if you think about your inner voice, if you're like me, a lot of your internal mental chatter isn't always constructive, it isn't always positive, it's not always supporting things. There's not, if I think about the balance, and obviously it depends where frame of mind you're in or where you are in your life, but especially over the last few years, a lot of my mental chatter has been quite negative. Now, imagine if you had a roommate who spent 70% of their time speaking negatively to you, about you, with you. Now, imagine if you lived with that roommate. That roommate would drain you of all your energy. And what would you do after a period of time? Yeah, you'd probably kick that roommate out. You'd say, I've had enough of this noise. I've had enough of this negativity. I've had enough of this chatter. Go away. Now I want you to think about, how can you tell your inner voice, your inner roommate, to go away? How can you turn off that negativity in your mind? Because if we're walking around anticipating or hearing negative thoughts, or even just not being allowed to be present and be conscious because we're struggling to be in that frame of mind of quietness, we never actually switch off. We never actually recharge our batteries. We never actually maximize the energy that we have within. So one thing I would like to think about doing is I want you to think about the next time you have that noise in your head, that inner voice. I want you to imagine that that inner voice is a person. I want you to make that voice physical. I want you to imagine you're sat on the couch next to a thing, a person, who's talking the things that's going on in your head. Now, you might want to do this out of a public domain because certain people might question your sanity. But externalise the noise, externalise the words, externalise the language, and see it as something that's not part of you. Your inner voice is not part of you. It's something that you can control, so you can turn off if you want to. So think about externalizing your inner voice. Think about having the roommate in your head as someone as you can kick out. I can kick out my roommate. So think about, how do you choose a roommate? What kind of person would be the ideal roommate? And that's the kind of person that you want to have as your inner voice. The kind of person who's going to make you the better version of yourself. So with that thought, the next time you have that noise in your head, you're driving and someone does something and you react in a way and your mind's going blah, 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 blah. Imagine that person sat in the passenger seat saying things to you all the time. Look at that thing, look at that thing. Picture it, give it a frame, give it a reference, and see it as somebody who's going to leave the car at some point and you're going to stay in the car. So see how that goes, and let me know. Tomorrow we will have a chat around the concept of who am I, which is a scary question to think about. So I wish you a phenomenal evening. Think about choose your roommate, maybe write down the kind of attributes that you'd like in a roommate, and that's the kind of person you want to be building to be spending the rest of your life with you, as in who you really are. So have a great evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Good night.